Alright, this is Weapon Plus Plus. It is a Captain America and Wolfman team-up book that exists for some reason. I think this is just them continuing to milk the return of Wolfman by putting out as many Wolfman comics as they can to try and make up for those 4 years when they didn't do any. I'm also going to take this opportunity to announce that I will not be buying from the eBay seller who sold me this ever again. Firstly, I ordered the variant cover because I didn't like this cover. The art is good, just I didn't like this idea. The concept doesn't work. The idea is you have Captain America here and, well, he's dressed like Wolfman when he was Weapon Eggs. But then you also have Wolfman here and he's just dressed the same. Surely what you do is you have Captain America dressed as Wolfman, i.e. Weapon Eggs, and then you have Wolfman and you have him dressed as Captain America. But instead what you've got here, it's just 2 Weapon Eggs on the cover. And the seller, not only did they not send me the right cover for this, but they also sent the wrong Batgirl 36. And the item I ordered was definitely not this new 52 hipster pile of shit. Expect a review of that later in the week. This is by the writer of Aardman Hawkeye and Aardman Starman. Books that I have looked at. They were books that I didn't really like, but I respected. I thought they were written well, but they had a bad idea that stopped me from liking them. But they were written well. And it's basically the same here. The Weapon Eggs project, they have got lads of soldiers hunting Wolfman. And Wolfman, he goes to Captain America. And here is a waste of 2 pages of real estate. We open with an action scene of the 2 heroes fighting soldiers from Weapon Eggs. And I obviously got this because I love Captain America. He is my favourite superhero, and I thought this might be a Captain America book written by someone not terrible. All the soldiers they're fighting, they're unmasked them, and they've all got like Steven Rogers' face. They're like clones or something that were created by Weapon Eggs. And Fantomas is dead apparently. He died off panel. I would say that is horrible and terrible, but I imagine there will be a twist where he's not actually dead. Now, before I turn to the next page and the vitriol starts, I'd like to take a moment to praise something. Marvel have finally stopped milking Stanley Lee's death. They didn't put the fucking bullet pen bully boys in this anymore. Here is where the book became utterly unenjoyable for me. Completely. And it's not the writer's fault, it's not the artist's fault. Here we have got a flashback, and these are meant to set up the villain. Some kid who was a massive fan of Captain America in the 40s. Well, he overhears on the radio that Captain America and Bucky Man, they died after a plane explosion. This isn't fucking canon. Their presumed deaths were never made public knowledge. It wasn't news. It wasn't news that was broadcast over the fucking radio. It was all covered up by the government. There are so many fucking Captain America stories and fucking characters who outright rely on that pivotal piece of history. That Captain America's disappearance and his presumed death were not public knowledge. And it fucking annoys us so much that shit like this goes to print. Like cunts like Tom Beaver, they insist that people picking out continuity mistakes, they are all nitpicky nerds who are upset because Wolfman's eyes were the wrong colour for one panel, or because Spider-Man's bedroom has a window that it doesn't normally have. But those toxic cunts in editorial, they only deflect valid criticism with that fucking extreme. This is unacceptable. Actually, let's go back to that fucking waste of pages, the credits. Who we got? Editor Chris Robertson and senior editor Gordon B. Shite. Fire these two people, fire them. They have failed their job. This has nothing to do with politics. Fortunately, this is one of the few books where there's not a female assistant editor, so they can't call us sexist. Fire these two people. They are meant to be editing this book, and they are either completely incompetent or they should not be fucking editors. This issue, in a single page, has managed to break at least 10 Captain America stories and 4 different characters. This is unacceptable. And we're doing a whole massive government conspiracy thing with weapon eggs, but this book seems to think that it's the first to ever do this, when it's an idea that has been pretty consistently done ever since Van Morrison revealed the link between Captain America and weapon eggs. Like there was a weapon egg series that ran for, I think, 32 issues. That was nothing but this exact sort of thing. Then there was Wolfman Origins, which was interminable and was 50 issues of that. Then Aaron Jason, he did a bunch of stuff like this in Wolfman. And then there was Uncanny Excellent Force. It's not a bold new idea, it's really worn out territory. The only thing that this is doing different is that it's written by someone who is semi-competent. We got this blackboard here with all like the previous test subjects. And you might think this would be Easter egg central, but it's not really. Of course, there we have got Venom. Venom is listed because that's Marvel's fallback crutch now. If they can't sell comics, just slap a symbiote onto it. The others here, this one here, that is Swamp Thing. That is Sam Jackson. And this one here, November Uniform Kilo Echo, obviously abbreviated, that says Nuke. And this bit crossed out there, that was probably something beginning with S, like shitty. So altogether, that would make Snook. Snook from Daredevil Reborn Again. Then they fight some test subjects, some animals, and there's actually a badly communicated bit of action here, but I really didn't care enough to point it out. And I'm not crazy about the idea of burdening Captain America with all this guilt for what Weapon Eggs has done in trying to recreate them. We already had that story element with him and Snook, and that naturally played out. But now we are just throwing all these horrible experiments and genetic abominations at Captain America, and we're blaming him for them. Then we have got the token nutter in a darker Captain America costume. They fight him, but I have virtually no faith in a Captain America story under this editorial team. The writer is good at times, like here, the place is blowing up and Captain America, he wants to go back and save the nut job. And, oh God, what will happen next? I didn't care. We got a preview for the next one, and oh look, there's Venom, because they have no ideas. If you can get past that one inexcusable continuity error, you might get more mileage out of this, but I can't. I really can't. It's diabolical. It'd be like if I were to write Hulk's comic and just add a flashback to his origin story, except it's a different origin. Now he's like injecting himself with a needle full of gamma radiation because he's a junkie. Or if I did a Spider-Man comic where his Uncle Ben died before Peter Parker got bit by a spider. Let me edit this book. I can do a fucking better job than Gordon B. Shite and whoever that other bloke was. I cannot give this book more than 7 thumbs up.